What's up, guys? So yesterday, I didn't plan on doing another video, but my wonderful mother, who loves me so much, uh, gave me some encouragement. And I like to think that out of all her children, she may just be partial to me, maybe just a little bit. I mean, what's not to like, right? I'm working on my humility. I'm awful proud of it, as you can tell. That was a joke. Today, as I watched the coverage of the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk shooting and just everything that transpired as they brought Tyler Robinson in to custody, I really started to think about just forgiveness. And I read Matthew 5 today, towards the end of the day, and I thought, do I really forgive like Christ expects us to forgive? Since he is our example, I began to think about, how did Christ forgive? We forgave immediately. He forgave completely. Matthew 5 actually says, let me see if I can look at it here and look at this. It says, love your enemies and bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be children of your Father which is in heaven. So I thought about, while Jesus was on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They didn't realize the magnitude of what they were doing. And even while they were nailing Jesus to the cross, he was showing us an example of what true biblical forgiveness looks like. I believe I heard somebody in the past say that our love for God is really measured by our love for our enemies, which is really challenging. We're given, I think it may be possible, I'm not sure that I could prove this, but just as I've done some thinking about it, it may be possible that we're given enemies to learn how to forgive, maybe to get us to call on God more often than we do. But it's quite challenging. If Christ is our example, and he is, do we really forgive like he does? I'm not sure anybody does. So it's just really something to think about. So I've been really thinking about that all day. We're going through 1 Peter at church at First Baptist of Pelham, where I'm at. And in chapter 2, around a verse, I believe it's like 20, maybe 25, it says, when Jesus was reviled, he reviled not again. So they are hurling insults at him. If you're the Son of God, come down. Why don't you save yourself? So they're using all these words against him, and he just didn't say anything. He was just silent. Like a lamb that doesn't say anything before his shears is dumb before his shears, which means he didn't say anything. So he didn't open his mouth. So that's really tough. But if Christ is our example, I think if he tells us to do something, I don't think it's impossible for us to do. It just takes a lot of maturity to do it. If you look down at verse, let's see here, verse 48 in Matthew 5, before he goes into the externality of religion that he's condemning in chapter 6. At the end of verse 5, verse 48, he says, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Now, the word perfect just means mature if you're reading Old English. And matter of fact, at the bottom of the page here, it has a note. It says, The word perfect implies full development or growth into maturity of godliness, not sinless perfection. And the same thing applies to I believe a Greek word, if it's in the perfect tense. Now, I believe I'm right about this. I could be wrong. But I think it's something that begins in the past that still has present day implications. So there's nothing like it in the English language. I believe that's right, but it's possible that it could be wrong. So, as I thought about Mr. Robinson and what would Charlie do if he had the chance, if you watch Charlie Kirk's videos, I really believe if he was alive, or if he would have survived it, I really do think that Charlie Kirk would have forgiven the guy that killed him if he was able to live. I really believe that about him, because I believe that he walked that closely, intimately, really, with God. My pastor, where I grew up at, he's 88 years old, still alive, still preaching, 88 years old. He's been in the same church since 1970, I believe 1973. So he's probably been preaching for, I don't know, 70 years, probably. So he's really just a gift and a blessing to me when I get to talk to him. And so we often say things to me like that. Just our love for God is measured by our love for our enemies. So it's challenging. And when you have an enemy, if you can remember that quote, you can think, maybe God's given me a opportunity to actually demonstrate what I say I believe. Leonard Ravenhill used to say that people don't need a new definition of Christianity, because they already know what Christians are supposed to be. They need a new demonstration of it. Everyone knows what Christians are supposed to be, but a lot of times their lives don't really line up with what the Bible tells us to do. It's very convicting. And Adrian Rogers said that he said, what you really believe you obey, everything else is just religious talk, which that's really convicting as well. So, if you don't have somewhere to go this Sunday at 9:15, 10:45, we'll be going through the book of 1 Peter. And we'll go from 1 Peter, verse by verse, into 2 Peter. It's been really good so far. That's why I crop out all those videos of Davin, because I think other people should hear this. This is incredible. So, anyway. Have a great day. I have to turn this off so I can head home to my hunka burning love, Deborah, and my and my wonderful children. So, have a great day, and ask yourself, do I really forgive like Jesus taught us to forgive? It's tough, but worth it. See ya.